To people who think doing a food review is easy, you wouldn't believe how much coffee I drank today. So check it out. Every year I kind of sit back, peep, and watch all of these commercials talking about pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that, pumpkin spice this. So I said, you know what? I'm finally going to try some pumpkin spice coffee. So I went to two separate places known for their coffee. Number one, Dunkin Donuts, and number two, Starbucks. Now don't get it twisted. It's not easy to sit back and go full nerd. You know, it's not easy to do that. So I need a little bit of caffeine in my system every day. That's why I get on Periscope and I do coffee time in the morning with your favorite nerd. And, you know, I do all those things. So I got in the car before I even smelled any coffee and took a trip over to Dunkin Donuts, picked up Pumpkin Spice Latte. I said, let me get a small, because I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. I'm not a pumpkin spice person. I'm not a pumpkin person. I eat sweet potatoes. I like sweet potato pie. I don't do with like the pumpkin pie. And then I'm, hopped back in the car, took a trip, rolled on over to Starbucks, and I went in there and I had to, get my Starbucks voice on. Excuse me, can I have a pumpkin spice latte? And this is what I got. 90% of anything you buy is all about presentation. And I'm going to tell you, if you take a look at the presentation on Starbucks and Dunkin Donuts on the comparable drink, the pumpkin spice latte, it's a big damn difference. Yo, first of all, I picked the smallest cup size of each. Now, Starbucks beats out Dunkin Donuts on cup size. Now, I don't know how many fluid ounces each of these cups hold and really don't care. I'm just all about the visuals. And the Starbucks cup looks bigger than the Dunkin Donuts cup. So obviously, check one on size when it comes to Starbucks. But I will have to give a plus up to Dunkin Donuts because their pumpkin spice latte costs like $2. And then Starbucks was like $4. I was like, damn, son, y'all just beat me up in the wallet. What am I paying? Am I paying for the name or am I paying for the coffee? But it all comes down to taste. So when you look at the presentation, I popped open the lids. The Dunkin Donuts coffee looked like just regular coffee. I took a whiff of it and you could smell a little bit of pumpkin flavor coming off the top of it, a little odor of like a pumpkin pie. And then, I took a sip. So when I took a sip of the coffee, it had a little pumpkin flavor to it. It was pretty good. It wasn't anything to brag or write home about, but it was good. It fit the bill. And then, it's something that you could get in, get out, get a little different flavor in your coffee and do your thing. Now, Starbucks, they the big kid on the block. They the big daddies when it come to coffee. They like they the goldies and, they the pimps when they walk in. They walk into the door with some Starbucks coffee. It's like, yo, we're Starbucks. What's up? So you look at the presentation on the Starbucks coffee, yo, it took the cake. It beat Dunkin Donuts down. You got the pumpkin smell coming off the coffee itself, and all that, and the coffee pumpkin aroma. But then they added whipped cream. They didn't just, put a little squirt. They put a nice layer of whipped cream on the top. Then they sprinkle this cinnamon mix on top of the whipped cream. So when it came time to take a sip of that coffee, you got like 3 flavors hitting you left and right. First you had that little pumpkin taste, with that little tang to it. Then you had that sweet cream, that sweet whipped cream just, caress your lips. It was like, ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. And then that cinnamon was like all up in your nose, like, you want this. You want this. And I'll be honest with you, I was killing it. I was like, and it stayed hot. That's one thing I got to give the Starbucks coffee. The heat was on point. The heat, after a drive to take it back to my house to sip and sample and to drink, it was still warm. Dunkin' Donuts, your coffee got cold quick. It got nappy quick. So we might want to work on the type of cup you put it in, or you might want to brew that heat up a little bit and slap an extra warning on the bottom of the cup. Now don't get it twisted. Who won the challenge between Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks? Hey, they're both decent coffees. And really, your wallet's going to call this one. I'll be honest with you, I like to save a penny whenever I can. But in this case, I'm going to have to cut the Dunkin' Donuts coffee when it comes to the pumpkin latte. I have to cut them to the side. Yo, even though it's a good pumpkin flavor, it's just not there. It's the pumpkin flavor, but it's like if somebody just added some sort of pumpkin flavored creamer to their coffee. And that's all it felt like. It didn't stay hot as long as I thought it would, and it really didn't wow me over with how it tastes. Now, Starbucks, Starbucks, you can see why they're the number one name in coffee when it comes to coffee shops and joints like that. Yo, the whipped cream was extra. The little cinnamon was the extra. But the coffee itself tasted damn good. And when you added that whipped cream and when you added that cinnamon flavor, which tickled your nose, which, the whipped cream caressed your lips, like I said, it was like, ooh, baby, where you been all my life? Where you been? I need you. I want you. Give me a minute. So take it from your boy Onyx. Hey, if you want to go full nerd, get yourself a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. If you want to kind of chill, get something quick and have a little flavor, then you can stop over at Dunkin' Donuts. But you may want to buy a donut with it just so you don't, feel like you've been shortchanged on something. So what do I give them both? Like I said, Starbucks gets a 4.5 out of 5. Dunkin' Donuts, you're average at best. You get a 3. Hey, this is your boy Onyx here at Going Full Nerd, and that was my coffee review challenge to my man Dame Drops. Check me out here on Going Full Nerd on YouTube and have coffee with your favorite nerd in the morning on the Periscope app. Check you out and follow me. Check it out in the comment section below where you can follow me, subscribe, and check all my reviews on coffee, video games, television, and all things that are nerd-like in my eye, or what I nerd about. Check you out later. Peace, y'all.